Hi folks, welcome to Crisco's Corner. Unfiltered commentary. And not your truth, the real truth. Please like, share, and subscribe. And as always, thank you for your support. Hi folks, welcome back. Here's an update from the Rittenhouse case that the prosecution withheld evidence from the defense, i.e. a high-definition video that they showed during their closing arguments they never gave to the defense. But make it even worse, that same video they gave to the defense, they held the high-definition version from them and gave them a really crappy version to the defense and kept the high HD one for themselves. And so now the judge has to decide. It sounds convoluted, but it's pretty cut and dry. Prosecutors in the Kenosha trial withheld evidence from the defense on what was at the center of their case, only sharing the high-definition drone footage on which they had hung their prosecution after the trial concluded. Assistant District Attorney Thomas Binger played the enhanced drone footage to the jury during his closing statements and claimed that it showed Rittenhouse pointing his gun at people, an assertion that opened the door to the state claiming Rittenhouse provoked the violence. Now in the motion obtained by Daily Mail, Rittenhouse defense insists that the state only shared it with the defense after evidence had closed on Saturday the 13th. This is just one of the grounds they had made for motion for a mistrial with prejudice filed by Cal Rittenhouse defense Monday afternoon. Now, mistrial with prejudice means all charges are dropped and dismissed, cannot be retried, it's over, no matter what the jury decides. Frankly, I think he did it on purpose. I say he, I mean him, Binger. He knew his case was weak, so he threw a Hail Mary hoping for a mistrial, and then they could get better witnesses. Because I'll tell you the truth, the witnesses that the prosecution brought up, he argued with and basically backed up Kyle as far as his self-defense goes. Now, it's a long article. I'm not going to read it all, but I'll breeze through it and you can stop the video. It's amazing to me. It really is. According to the motion on the 5th of November, the 5th day of the trial, the prosecution turned over the defense of drone footage which captures some of the incident. The problem is the prosecution gave the defense a compressed version of the video. But that means the video provided by the defense was not as clear as the video kept by the state. You can see the size of the file. You know, anything one knows about video, it is a big deal. So I'm not going to... I'll read this part. During the jury instructions conference, the defense played their version of the video for the court to review. The state indicated their version was much clearer and had their tech person come into court to have the court review their clearer video. The video is the same. The resolution, however, was not. Yeah. So I'll scroll through here. Like I said, one of the reasons why they want to motion for mistrial with prejudice, meaning Rittenhouse just walks away, can't be tried again. And I go into more detail here. Number 12. On the 5th day of the trial, in this case, the prosecution turned over the defense footage of a drone video which captured some of the incident from August 25th. The problem is the prosecution gave the defense a compressed version. What that means is the video provided to the defense was not as clear as the video kept by the state. The file size of the defense video is 3.6 MB and the state's is 11.2. It's over 3 times bigger, which means it's a lot clearer picture. Further dimensions in the video, anybody knows anything about video knows this is a big deal. 480 by 212 is given to the defense, but the state's version was 1920 by 844, which is HD, high definition. The video, which was in the state's possession, wasn't provided to the defense until after the trial concluded. That's the problem. And then we'll go through we already did all that already. Yeah, it's amazing to me. Unbelievable. Now, here's the problem, and I'll run through this whole thing here. Lawyers for Rittenhouse filed their motion for mistrial with prejudice based on this and several other grounds. They had already issued raised the issue of prosecutorial misconduct and overreach for Binger's behavior when he violated Rittenhouse's constitutional right to remain silent by suggesting he had done so he could tailor his story to fit the facts as they emerged during trial. A huge no-no. And that's the clip where the jury is taken out of the courtroom and the judge just rips a new one to the prosecutor. Not only did it once, he did it twice. I've never seen a judge rip anybody like that before. Here's the thing. Now, in the motion filed Monday, Rittenhouse's defense team had reiterated Corey Cherafsky's contention in court that Binger's behavior was clearly intentional and prejudicial. For his part, the judge did not accept Binger's insistence that he acted in good faith, snapping, "I don't believe you." Yeah, that's a big deal. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to breeze through the rest of this. And you can, like I said, stop the video if you want to read all of this. That's the motion filed. Here's the problem. We'll say the judge says or does nothing. Say the jury comes back with not guilty. It was all self-defense. All the charges, not guilty. Kyle is found innocent, not guilty, depending on your point of view. And he walks away and the state loses. Here's the problem. If he did it on purpose, how many other trials has this prosecutor done it? And how many trials in the future will he do if he's not ripped a new one for doing this now? 3 huge F-ups. 3. 1, after he was ordered by the judge to stop inciting that hiding behind the Fifth Amendment was proof of his guilt, which is a huge deal. That's been settled law for almost half a century. And then that thing with the video. He'll do it again in the next trial. God knows what guy's going to get railroaded. But here's the problem. The judge doesn't want to be the one to decide. Now, he can decide to dismiss this with prejudice even after the jury comes to a verdict, whether it be a hung jury, guilty on some counts, not all, or all counts, or innocent on all counts. You know, there's several scenarios. The judge can override all of it. Do you want to be the judge that lives in that community? Do you want to be the judge that's going to have these progressive leftist morons eyeballing your house and where you live and your car and your office and your wife and your kids and your family, whoever, forever? You want to live under the cloud like you need Secret Service protection? Because these monsters will do that. And believe me, the vast majority of these progressive Democrats have all day to do nothing. They don't work. They get their funding from dark sources. We all know where that comes from. We can't go into it now. But what is the judge going to do? Is it going to depend on the verdict? I don't know. Now, in a perfect world, the judge would say, I'll listen to the jury's verdict. Either way, I'm dismissing this case, mistrial with prejudice, meaning everything's wiped out. Prosecution loses. Kyle walks away. Scot-free. No charges. I would do it as a matter of course, just to show the prosecutor, and other prosecutors for that matter, you can't do this. You can't break the law. You can't go against the court's judgment when you prosecute. That's the issue. But then again, I'm not the judge. I'm sure he has a family. So what do? I'm sure he has grandkids. He looks old enough. I don't know. I'm not him. He's a little goofy, the judge, but he seems like a pretty fair guy, and I think he wants the jury to decide. But if they decide either they're a hung jury or they're guilty on some counts or guilty on all counts, will he step in? Stay tuned. This is day 2 of the deliberations, and frankly, I was surprised. Now, there's reports, these are just rumors, can't be background checked, that 2 of the jurors have a lot of concern concerning their personal safety and the safety of their families. a lot of people outside the courtroom protesting. And they can hear this stuff, and they see it every morning when they come in. It's one of those deals like, we know where you live. What are you going to do? They're going to have police protection for the rest of their lives and all of their families and where they work. I mean, even where their job that they work at might be in danger. They're going to lose their livelihood. There's a lot at stake. That they would vote guilty just so the mob doesn't come after them. And as we all know, mob rules are very dangerous precedents. We've already seen it in a couple of trials. I'm not going to go into detail which ones. But our institution will be absolutely trashed if the mob decides guilt or innocence. And these are the same things, by the way, that these progressive leftists used to scream about mob rules, especially in the South in the early 1900s, that no white person would ever get convicted for killing or doing something against a black person because mob rules, and there's no way a jury will find a white person guilty for doing something to a black person because they have to live in the community. So we'll see what happens. My understanding as I speak, the judge is ruling. So until next time, goodbye and good luck.